Okay. 1999, I had just spent about 2 years or 3 years working at the Simmons Company and just opened up a half dozen Simmons-only retail stores in the Atlanta area. This was going to be Simmons' answer to Sealy's mattress firm. You know, I was going to be the first franchisee of over 300 stores across the country. So I'd gotten half a dozen stores open, and when we were getting ready to open the first store at the Mall of Georgia, these three guys walked in about a week before we were opening. We were still doing our final touch-up construction, and they came in, you know, they were all dressed in ties and looking pretty dapper, and they introduced themselves as Steve and Darren, and a guy that some of you remember, the Sealy rep back then, Jimmy Ristis. And they told me who they were, that, hey, we got a store across the street. We wanted to introduce ourselves and, you know, welcome you into the business. I said, hey, appreciate it. You know, very upfront about who they were. And they, what they liked was what we were doing to our store. I mean, we had kind of the state-of-the-art mattress store we were opening up back then in 1999. And they asked, do you mind, hey, if we bring some other people in here to look at your store? We really like what you're doing. I said, hey, whatever you do to better the industry, it's better for all of us. So over the next couple of weeks, they brought some people from Sealy in, and out of that became the first prototype store in Pineville, North Carolina. Came from my store, actually, which was a Simmons store. Simmons didn't appreciate that much, but who cares now. In 2000, so we maintained kind of a relationship over the year, talked. We were, I guess you'd call us friendly competitors, you know, although I'd steal a sale every time I could from them. But in 2000, Simmons got new owners. This company was sold, got new owners, got a new CEO, and I was in there one day for a meeting, and they said, oh, by the way, we decided we don't want to do these stores anymore. I go, great. I got 6 stores, left a great job to come do this, got 2 more stores leases coming up. What am I going to do here? So I gave Steve a call. I said, Steve, listen, I got a couple of leases coming up. I told him what happened with Simmons. Got a couple of leases coming up. I think you'd really like these areas, you know, if you want to take a look at them. Which he did. He took them over. Actually ended up taking over about 4 of my store leases. And one Saturday, well, actually, we met for lunch, and he said, what are your employees going to do? I said, I don't know. You know, they're all pretty new to the industry. You know, they're sharp people. He goes, why don't I come by one Saturday meeting and meet them? He did. I had him over for a Saturday sales meeting. We actually, he hired every one of them that wanted a job, hired all my warehouse people, asked me, what are you going to do? I said, I don't know. Simmons offered me to go back to the corporate office. I don't know if I really want to do that. And Darren said, we hate operations. We need someone to run our operations. You want to come work for us? I said, sure. That was in 2000, and it'll be 12 years here in a couple months. And I wish I'd started back in 1986. I'll tell you, it's been a great 12 years. And but that's just the kind of company we have. I mean, not only did he, you know, care about my employees, offered every one of them a job, you know, that's how I ended up here, you know, in 2000. So it's been a great 12 years for me.